Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Well, you can see we ordered the parts, and this is the old one with a ginormous hole in it, and here's a new one with no hole in it. So let's get started. Alright Brian, how are we going to start this project?
Well, I thought while we had all this stuff out, do a little cleanup first. Like up in this duct, there's a buttload of leaves, and I was going to go ahead and spray out this evaporator coil while we had the cover open, and I had to get the shop back up to cleaning the coolant on the floorboards up anyway, so might as well kill a couple birds with one stone. So yeah.
So do a little preventative maintenance and cleanup.
Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff in this duct that I can't seem to get out. Alright, so we got the duct cleared out. I'm going to go ahead and spray out the evap coil, just because, well, we don't typically get much of an opportunity to clean it out. And yeah, anything we do to, clean this thing up is a plus. So
Gonna just hose it down with some water.
yeah, just flow through it. It has to have improved the airflow.
I'm sure it has. If you're wondering what this is sticking on the engine bay here, that's that flashlight we fixed a few videos back. It is still in great working order. All right, what do you got?
Well, the flashlight is actually originally some of the LEDs were out.
Mm-hmm.
But after it's completely dried out, everything's come back and working great. In fact, I was using it to light the back of the evaporator core to see how clean or dirty it was. But I've come up with hopefully a better idea for reinstalling these hoses to the heater core, and that's just to use locking pliers, get them on while they're out here, shift them into position, and get them mounted up.
Okay.
But, I think the only thing left at this point is to get back to reinstalling the heater core. See what that'll bring.
All right. Going. All right, so you're just replacing it back in the box, trying to fit it through the holes there.
Pretty low, has it? Short of a couple of clips to get reinstalled.
What clip is that in your hand?
This is the clip that goes to the very top of the heater core. It's the one that's over here. It's a bugger to get to because the vent is in the way.
So right up at the top in there, and I guess it just holds the top in place.
Yep, the only thing that really holds it in place is there's one there, and then one over where the inlet pipes are. There's a other clip, and then the whole thing is kind of sandwiched in place.
get it started?
Yep, just got the thread. First couple of threads in. Set it where you can see, and I can see what the hell I'm doing. I think I got it. There's another clip over by the inlet pipes. Missed the whole one. That is in. Next we'll have to go through.
What is this for?
Try to get all this replaced, remounted. That's off the old one.
Okay.
That was a bracket that goes right there. I wasn't sure whether it would ship with a new one or not. So now it's just a matter of trying to get those hoses back on, and hopefully that process is going to go a lot easier back.
All right. So now you're going to attach the box back onto it?
Yeah, it's just a matter of getting this thing shifted back into place, because whoever was in here before us has already like torn out part of the box. So
There might be a clip on the bottom too.
I think in general back in place.
So the cover's pretty much back in place. Now just getting all the bolts back in there, or the screws. Sorry for the background noise. The neighbors are having some tree trimming done.
Much more than that in there as far as screws, but
Hello?
Yeah, I don't. Well, it's kind of fun getting some of these screws aligned.
Yeah, it seems actually very tedious.
It's not hard, it's just kind of fiddly, you know what I mean? And of course they're just threading in the plastic, so once you get the dang thing aligned, it's pretty simple. Alright, and that's, far more hardware in there now than there was before, because I don't know, like I said, whoever was in here before literally left the lion's share of the hardware out, and at the top here they just broke this plastic housing, and that's why they had the foil back tape on here to seal the air box. So of course we're gonna have to do the same thing, but yeah.
All right, now back out to the front.
Yep, I think that should hold it in place and we can get the hoses put on.
Okay. All right, so now you're going to try to clamp those together.
Yeah, I'm going to try to basically get these clamped open, so that it's just a matter of slipping them back on there and then removing these locking pliers. And hopefully that'll make the whole process go much, much easier. Because that is by a long shot the hardest thing about this job is literally just getting those two little spring clips off. I mean, other than that, it's pretty quick and simple.
Now, are you going to put the top one on first?
Yeah, I'm putting the top one on first just because I don't want to fight it, coming back apart. But
also, you're just kind of working blind, so I'm sure that doesn't make it any easier.
That one, I believe, is done already.
Well, that worked out pretty good. If it's connected, that was pretty fast.
Yeah.
Again, sorry for the background noise. Neighbors are trimming trees.
Damn it, my spring clip just popped off.
Oh, it popped off. It was on, but it...
Yeah, my pliers slipped. The nice thing about it, worst case scenario, I just slip it back out.
So again, we're just trying to put that lower hose back on.
What I'm running into now is that in order for me to get the locking pliers on without the channel locks, you got to be really open really wide, which is a issue then for,
because you're so limited in space back there.
yeah, and the spring clip isn't compressed enough then to really get it in place.
Did we get on there?
No, it's
still
backed it out.
Okay.
Trying to get it away and get it better. So I've got it clamped on there. So I got to open it wide enough to get it, to clamp. And now I'm tightening the screw on the back of the locking pliers
To just try to get it.
to compress it even more so that I can get the clearance that I need to get it over that aluminum pipe. Let's see if that has this.
Definitely not the easiest.
Like I said, it's just fiddly.
All
Try
right.
to get it in place, but let's try the channel locks and slower. At least was able to get them pointing straight down.
So what do you think, Brian? Is it on there?
I'm trying to feel now. I'll be honest with you. Working blind, I was actually feeling the upper hose. Every time I just switch my hands, I lose a little tab on the pliers.
All right. Well, we took a little break, and now we're back at it. Almost had it on there. So, how's it looking, Brian?
I don't think there's that one. So that's both the hoses on.
Finally. Finally.
Now
Both of them are on. Now reassembly time. Jeez.
See if,
So truthfully, one of the hardest things about this is just getting those two hoses off and getting them back on.
and
Just
it's
so
literally
awkward in the
just
positioning.
Yeah, it's just the spring clips and the yeah. I mean, getting them back on, putting everything back together is, obviously way easier. But the yeah, getting them off was a little bit of a bear. But putting this stuff back together seems not too bad.
Okay, so got most of the screws back in place and reassembled. Now we're putting the blower motor back in. So 3 screws hold that in place.
Got the route the harness up and over, and I think at this point everything else is just going to fall into place. Famous last words.
Right. So overall, what'd you think about this
It's
job?
not hard, it's fiddly. You know, it's a little bit annoying, but you know, like I said, I think had I been more patient putting the vice grips, you know, or the locking pliers on the spring clip, you know, putting it back, you know, cake. You know, like I said, it's just a little bit fiddly. Hell, the hardest thing is.
I will say on my
all the,
part, it just looked like it was just such a pain. Like you said, it wasn't a difficult job, but it was a whole bunch of tedious little stuff. Plugging all the wiring harnesses back in. Clips.
Screw for that is on the seat, and I think the only other screw we have left is this one.
Okay.
Do a little cleanup.
And see how she holds up.
Alright, you want to start her up?
Okay. Give this thing a start. It made the oddest sound starting up, so.
I can't believe how easy it starts when you got sitting so long. I know there's still old gas in it, all the way that runs it down the road back to the coolant.
Take a look on the inside. Alright. Does not seem to be leaking anywhere in here anymore, even up close where the drip was, so far so good. All right, everything's tightened back down and turned it over, and it seems to be running great, and it heated back up. It's blowing hot air. So what'd you think of the project overall, Brian?
Like I said, I think a lot of this stuff literally could have been skipped. I mean, I think you have to pull this out just to have, you know, some room to work. But as far as removing the cover off the evaporator, I don't think it really got me anything. So I created some extra work there for myself that ultimately I think was unnecessary. But you know, I think the trick is, you know, to get some locking pliers on those spring clips is really the challenge.
Okay, so it's really just getting access to those spring clips and getting those hoses off?
Yeah, the rest of it's just kind of fiddly. You know, it's, you know, I mean, if you're not a patient person, then, you know.
It's probably not the job for you?
Yeah. You know, but for me, for, you know, what it costs, I mean, I think the heater core was, you know, $40, something like that, $50. So, you know, and I personally enjoy doing this kind of stuff. I like to be familiar with my vehicles, and like I said, it's just what I enjoy doing.
Okay.
So
yeah, it did look like it was just tedious, and all the labor and the access of and the ease of getting to stuff wasn't all that great. But at the end of the day, it is complete. So, all right, guys, we'll catch you on the next video. Thank you, and please subscribe.